This is a video about the importance of laughter. Recently, a UK comedian called Rick Mayall died. This affected many people because his work was very influential during the 80s and 90s, but most importantly because he touched so many people's lives. I thought it right that I do my own small tribute to him and his work, as he made me laugh so often and so hard in my youth that it made my childhood a happier experience. To those of you outside the UK who don't know who he was, I can only sum up his style as wildly anarchic slapstick humour. The things he was best known for are a series called The Young Ones and Bottom. I was shocked to hear recently that when he filmed The Young Ones in 1982 he was only 23. When I watch it now, there was a brilliantly sharp satirist mind going into what can look like a lot of shouting. The character called Rick in that show is a despicable beat poet student, completely hypocritical, vain, selfish and inept. It's a rare thing to have someone that age be able to perfectly pinpoint what is ridiculous about those we don't like, all the time retaining the humility to play the character yourself, therefore suffering all the judgments of its awful behaviour. But what I really love him for is what I love AC/DC for. There is something pure, or should I say ridiculously crude and base, about his comedy that appeals to children. But as an adult, if that doesn't appeal to you anymore, then you've let an incredibly important part of you die. I think it's a sin to not love what you once loved because you think it's beneath you. In a way, that's the subtext of his work. Here I am acting the fool, and there you are potentially insisting your inner 5-year-old doesn't love every minute of the extreme physical slapstick violence. As for the influence on me, I can pinpoint the exact moments he directly influenced my sensibility. He's in every fake outrage, every moment I jokingly say, "I'm fucking sick fam," and every moment I pretend to take myself way too seriously. He's there every time I go wildly left field and surreal, and he's definitely there when I come up with new and inventive ways to punish corner camping fairies. I lift from him a lot. He was way more talented than I am, the bastard. Some will mention how important he was as part of the alternative comedy movement in the early 80s, and they'd be right to do so. This was a comedy born out of opposition to Thatcherism, with all its greed and self-interest so repugnantly flaunted at all of us peasants. Rick Mayall's comedy always took place in the seediest downtrodden bedsits and student houses, and its characters were poor and vile. But rather than be laughing at them, it never once made you feel like we weren't rooting for them. They were our friends, even if they were desperately infantile idiots who never stopped fucking things up. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, Rick Mayall. You brought joy and tears of laughter to me when I was just a young one. I'll never forget how you helped me, even though you never knew I existed. Plus, you outlived She Who Shall Not Be Named, the crazy old bat. That's the best punchline of them all. Later, Fegs!